Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's the debut edition and I'm super excited to be spending this time with you as well as sharing my thoughts with you. This channel is Random Chats with Bosun. What am I going to be doing here? It's basically going to be chats around lifestyle, family, faith, career, just chats about everything that concerns women and the lifestyle of women. So if you're a woman, like, subscribe, and if you do have a woman in your life or you're just trying to figure out the woman world, then you should also like and subscribe, and of course share with everyone you have in your circle as well. Fun facts about me: my name is Bosun Bankole. I am a wife, a mom, and I'm a Christian. I've equally been in the HR profession for about 12 years. I'm highly passionate about talent management. I'm passionate about talent development. So I'll be sharing a lot of thoughts around careers, how to navigate, and of course for women in the middle management career as well. How do you get to the next level? How do you manage the ladder, or how do you navigate the management world and all of that? So I'll be sharing those thoughts, and I hope and I trust we'll have a lot of fun. So what am I talking about today? I want to share some 5 unique tips with you about things you need to do differently in 2021, and I hope you enjoy them. Just let me know in the chat what you think, and of course if you like to add some additional points, then that'll be great as well. So 2020 was an interesting year. If you're like me, I'm sure you're tired of talking about it or hearing people tell you how interesting or challenging it was, because I know it was difficult truly, but then we have the opportunity to live in 2021. That's something to be thankful for. So it's also a good opportunity for us to move on and start focusing on what's ahead of us, right? And of course, if you have goals that you set in 2020 that you couldn't achieve, that tells you 2021 is the year to, run a little bit faster. Because, for example, if you had a 5-year goal, it has shrunk by 1 whole year. So there's no relaxing here. We just have to keep moving and ensure we pursue our goals to the fullest. Which brings me to the first point I want to share. You need to have a plan. Well, that could sound like a nice cliche or buzzword, but then you just need to have a plan. Call it whatever, maybe a vision board. You could call it goal setting, objective setting. The name is not what's important, but what's important is you need to commit some time to thinking about what you want your 1 year to look like, what you want the next 6 months to look like. Commit time and effort to making that happen. It could be like, what's the point anyway? Why plan? Why bother? Think about 2020, right? If you had any plan, it probably was screwed with all the events in the world. But then think about not planning. Think about not knowing what to focus on. Think about not knowing how to navigate, what choices to take, and what to look away from. All of those things are important. So that's one of the reasons why you need a plan. You need to have a focal point, something that guides you to say, this is the next step. And in my career as an HR person, I know one of the mistakes we make is not knowing what opportunities to let go, and that could have as much bad effect as neglecting opportunities. So one of the things that helps you to make those decisions as to what to take or what to let go is having a plan ahead of time, because then your focus is defined, and then you're better positioned to make the right decisions. Now, it's not enough to have a plan. Once you've developed your plans, you need to have a system. Case in point, I set a goal every year as to the list of books I want to read, or the number of books I want to have read, or topics I need to cover by the end of the year. But in the past, I couldn't achieve those goals because I only set them as goals. I didn't have a system around them. A system is the how. It's not just about the plans, it's how do I achieve those plans. And one of the things I thought about it, just imagine if I said in my goals, I'm going to spend 20 minutes every day reading up on something. That's a better way to say it than just to say I want to read up 20 books or read up 40 books by the end of the year, right? You need a system. You need to define the how. And when you're thinking about your system, don't think, or I want to change the world. No, think about the small shifts. Those little things you could do to make a difference in a little way. Because when those little changes compounds, it has a broader and a bigger effect. And when you're making those little changes, it's not as burdensome. It doesn't create as much pressure because you're just doing those small things at one time, and then it compounds at the end of the day to give you the kind of big results you're looking for. So as you define your systems, define the house in small chunks, those little changes you want to make. Now, once you have a system, the next thing I want to talk about, the third point, is you need to have an audit. I told myself I want to stop saying I'm busy, because how busy am I? I'm not a world leader. How busy really am I? I'm just going to start saying maybe not now, and not necessarily I'm busy. You need to audit the things that fills up your time, because at the end of the day, those things are not just taking your time, but they're taking you away from achieving your goals and from fulfilling your dreams. So do that audit. What do I spend my time on? Who do I spend my time with? What should I be trading that time for? I made a decision towards the end of last year to stop a particular business that I enjoy. It's not because it wasn't profitable. It was profitable, but the cost of running that business was way higher in terms of the time I spend with my family, in terms of the time I spend developing myself. And then when I do like a checks and balance with that, it was no longer profitable because it was taking too much away from me in comparison to the benefits I was getting from it. So you need to do an audit. Don't forget, you're not just using up your time, you're using up your energy, you're using up your life. So whatever you're doing that's not taking you closer to the fulfillment of those goals or to the fulfillment of your dreams, those things needs to go, right? So, and it's when you run this audit that you also have clarity on your priorities. Like, it helps you to know exactly what should I be doing or what should I not be doing. And that clarity can save you a lot of stress, it can save you a lot of money, it can help you win in so many other ways. That brings me to my fourth point, building capacity for opportunities. I cannot overemphasize this. There's no better time to prepare for the future you want to see than now. It's too late to start learning how to shoot a gun when you're in the battle. You have to prepare for it. You have to build those capacities now. Who do you want to become? Build the capacity now. And when I say that, I don't mean do something crazy. Remember what I said about the systems, small chunks. What can I do now to make a difference in my career, in this particular area I'm trying to develop in my family? What do I need to do now? So build the capacities now. It could be for skills development. It could be case in point. I hope we discuss this someday in details, especially maybe career development or maybe career planning. When we talk about career planning, you'll have a broader idea as to how it's so important to build capacity, because you can't enter into those shoes that you're dreaming about until you're ready for it. So this is the time. If you need to take the course, take it now. If you need to take up the skill set, take it now. You don't need to see the opportunity before you start planning. Plan now. And the final and very important point I want to make is this is the year to network. The world no longer revolves around how much savings you have, but how many people you know. I'm not saying know has to just know their names or know as to just be around them. Intentionally invest in relationships. And I agree with you totally. It's stressful. It pushes you to the wall. It's not every day you have the courage to walk up to someone maybe 4 levels ahead of you to say, hey, hi, I want to have a chat, or I just want to have a discussion. It's not every day you're able to do that. But then it's so important that you do that this year. The new currency of the world is relationships. Wherever you're going to get to, someone who's going to help you hold onto your hands to take you there. So don't neglect that opportunity. Network out of your circle. Out of your circle. You don't want to always know the same people or always be around the same people. You need to network out of your comfort zone. People who probably don't agree with your ideologies, people who probably don't belong in the same circle as you, or who probably don't see things the way you do, because with every relationship comes an opportunity to learn something new. So invest in those relationships, but don't go ahead and building relationships until you have identified your why. Why do I want to network with that person? Why do I want to build a relationship with that person? Because it informs the richness of that relationship and what you're able to bring on board. Or it's also important to ensure that you're not wasting that opportunity you've spent networking with that person. It helps you to know, to get what you really want to get out of the relationship. And of course, it also helps you to be upfront, like, hey, I'm connecting because of Y and Z, right? Not just connecting because I want to have a social timeout, okay? I hope those 5 points are helpful for you. I'd like to hear about what you think. Let me know some other points we should be thinking about over the year. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. And next week again, we'll be talking about something new on Random Chats with Boston. Thank you and have a great one.